Where are we? Thank you. Hi guys, my name is Jason Lanier. I'm here in Windsor in England, and I'm very excited to talk to you guys today about a video that will no doubt be a little controversial. Every time I do a 10 reasons video, it causes some sort of controversy. I want to make something clear. The last time I did a 10 reasons video about a camera, I said it was my own personal opinion. That doesn't mean that you guys have to agree with it. I'm just giving you my input as to why I think the A9 is going to be the best wedding photography camera in the world. Hands down. I don't think there's any camera that's going to be able to touch it. And I'm going to go through those reasons now, tell you guys why. Now, before we get started, guys, I want to preface my comments by saying a lot of the people who have spoken about the A9, A, they've never even touched one, B, they've never even seen one, or C, if they have, it's been in a very controlled environment. The other folks who have seen or touched or played with the A9, the vast majority of them are not wedding photographers. I have the benefit of not only having been invited to the Sony press event, and I was able to play with the A9 at that event. I also did a shoot 2 days ago, my own shoot with the Sony A9, and was able to test all these features that I'm going to talk to you guys about. On top of that, for the last 10 years, I've been a professional wedding photographer. I've shot weddings all over the world. So I think in my career, I've shot 250, 300 plus weddings. And so as such, guys, when I'm giving you this advice, it's coming from that standpoint. Somebody who has shot a lot of weddings, knows what wedding photography cameras require. And also, I really have a better feel for the A9 than pretty much anybody else out there at this point in time. Reason number one, guys, silent shooting. Now you may say, well, you know, Sony cameras like the A7R II, other cameras have had silent shooting for a while. Where the A9 is different is it offers pure silent shooting with absolutely no distortion. In previous iterations of Sony cameras, there's been silent shooting, but if you use certain lights or in certain situations, there would be distortion when you utilize silent shooting. With the A9, there's absolutely no distortion. I don't know of any Nikon or Canon camera that does silent shooting. And this is a big deal, guys. When you're out there and you're shooting and you're doing a wedding, I can't tell you how many times in the course of my career I've been shooting it, and I've been in a ceremony site and you hear click, 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 click. And it completely takes away from the wedding. Unless it's like the reception where it's loud and there's music, there are so many times you are absolutely intruding on moments. The father of the bride walking into the room, seeing his daughter for the first time. Imagine capturing that and there's absolutely no noise. You're tucked away in the corner, you're shooting with the 70 to 200 lens, you're getting amazing shots, and they forget you're there. All the other cameras, you fire that shutter, they are reminded that you are there. That emotion cannot be as real. There is something so critical about you guys being able to capture moments and be a fly on the wall. Totally forgotten. Silent shooting is a game changer. Okay, reason number two, guys, is the shutter. This is a pretty amazing camera. It shoots 20 frames per second. And yes, it is a true 20 frames. It works amazingly well. I've done it. Guys, there's so many times we're shooting as photographers where we need those moments, especially at a wedding. First kisses, garter bouquet tosses. There's moments that are instantaneous. There's a reason why I came up with the tagline of "you only have one chance to get it right." It's because I was a wedding photographer. As a wedding photographer, that is the ultimate one chance to get it right. I know a lot of people talk about this camera for its sports and wildlife applications, and I think it absolutely delivers in that regard as well, but not everybody's talking about what this is going to do for wedding photography, and I think for a lot of people out there, it's going to be an amazing camera. And on top of that, guys, from a shutter speed, it goes to 1/32 thousandths of a second. So if you're shooting outdoors and it's incredibly bright, this gives you the ability to really darken your frame, shoot at a wide aperture, and not have to use ND filters. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to this shutter, and it's such an advanced shutter that it's going to enable you guys to honestly get shots you haven't been able to get before. Number three, guys, super buffer. The buffer on this camera is absolutely amazing. It shoots over 200 shots in RAW without hitting the buffer. It shoots 423 shots, that's what I took, in extra fine mode in JPEG. Guys, that's huge at a wedding, not hitting a buffer. It's the best buffer that Sony's offered, especially by far in a full frame camera. When you hit a buffer at a wedding, it's a backbreaker. It's an absolute backbreaker, because when you're pushing your trigger and it's not firing and there's something magical happening, and then you have to try to come up with an excuse as to why you missed the moment, that blows. It blows big time. I remember hitting the buffer with my Nikon. I've hit the buffer with my other Sony cameras. For the newer wedding photographers out there, or photographers who are having issues with their buffer, this is going to be a big deal, and I hope you guys enjoy it, because you're going to be hard pressed to hit that buffer. Number 4, in-body image stabilization. Guys, this is a big deal. This is a big deal because a lot of times as wedding photographers, we're shooting in low light conditions where we have to widen our aperture and lower our shutter speed. And a lot of times I tell people shoot at 1/60th of a second with the shutter speed. Well, sometimes when we're shooting with, we're shooting at a zoom, we're shooting at a distance, 200 millimeters, 100 millimeters, 135 millimeters, some of those focal lengths. What ends up happening is we get blur. I know a lot of photographers, when I shot with them, and photographers who would shoot with me with Nikon or Canon, they would shoot with a 70-200, and when they would go out to 200 millimeters, if they went anywhere below 200ths of a second, well, they would get blur. The fact that it's stabilized on the camera is an enormous benefit, guys. You can shoot at slower shutter speeds handheld and honestly capture fantastic shots. As many of you guys know, you can adapt Canon lenses to Sony bodies with some amazing results. So a lot of the wedding photographers out there using Canon glass or using Canon bodies, you can switch over and put that Canon glass on the A9 and it is stabilized. That's the awesome thing. See, the other camera manufacturers stabilize the lenses. Sony stabilizes the bodies, and the reason that's such an enormous benefit is we can adapt glass. You can even adapt glass for manual focus, even with Nikon or any other manufacturer, and what you get is you get stabilized results with any glass. That's huge. This isn't even talking about how it helps on the video end, but on the photography end, having in-body image stabilization. If you haven't used it, you don't understand how good it is. You really don't. And I'm just telling you, it makes an enormous difference. Number 5 is ISO, guys. ISO is huge at weddings. A lot of the times we're having to shoot with, again, wide apertures, slow shutter speeds. And when we're out of room, I always tell people at my workshops, when we're out of room, we're at that 1/60th of a second, that threshold that we don't want to shoot slower than that. The only other option, the safety valve, is ISO. I've personally shot the A9 at 8000 ISO, and it was really clean. It was definitely usable. You know, above and beyond that, that's kind of up to the discretion as a photographer, but I went up to where I thought, hey, I would use these images. I would pass these images on to a client. For those who are struggling with getting great shots at high ISO, I think the A9 is going to be a great option. So guys, let's talk about the focus system. Focus is one of the key problems at weddings. It really is one of the key problems with wedding photography. And the A9 is the most advanced focus system out there that I've seen. Number 1, it has 693 focal points, which means it covers over 90% of the sensor, which means you can track focus everywhere on that sensor, which is an enormous benefit, guys. We've been used to eye autofocus on our Sony cameras, and if you guys haven't used Sony cameras, you don't know how amazing eye autofocus is. Well, with the Sony A9, guys, the eye autofocus tracks them. See, eye autofocus was always really cool, and you could shoot them, and you could get kind of close for portraits, and you could use eye autofocus, you know, if you were fairly close to your subjects, and it would, if they were stationary, it would be a great result. What I found with the A9 that was so cool is it tracks them across the screen as they move. Second thing about the focus, the touch focus. Sony came out and gave us touch focus with the touch screen on the A6500, and what they did on the A9 is they give us the ability to just anywhere while you're shooting, touch a screen, boom, touch a screen, boom. Get these amazing shots. You can pick anywhere you want to go and get these amazing shots, guys, and you can pick your focus. So I'm imagining myself and this is very real. The bride and groom are sitting there. It's during the ceremony. You're going away. You're kind of flanking them, going on the side, and you have a shot through a gazebo. There's the tree branches coming down. There's flowers. Your camera's trying to pick these different focus points. You can just touch exactly where you want it, pull on the trigger, and fire. That's awesome. So I also think it's awesome for macro photography. You just touch right on where you want it to go. So the wedding ring is sitting there. You're shooting at 2.8 with a 90mm macro. You can touch exactly where you want it to go, and your focus is spot on. The facial recognition, you can turn facial recognition on, and this works amazing on Sony cameras. You can turn the facial recognition on, and it'll find faces in the shots. So bride and groom are coming down the aisle, it finds their faces. It finds faces for you. It puts a square around their face and finds them. Now you might be asking, well, there's lots of people at a wedding. What if there's 10 people there or 20 people there in the shot? It's going to find all their faces. How is it going to pick a focus point? It's simple. You can register people's faces. You can walk into the bridal room before the wedding. You can take a picture of her face, and it'll give priority to her face. So anytime she's available in that given composition, it's going to find her face, and it's going to choose to put the focus on her face before it puts it on anybody else. Guys, that's awesome. Those are enormous benefits. Enormous benefits. Forget about brand loyalty, forget about all of that. Think about how it impacts your job. Stop thinking about, oh, I have to shoot Sony, I have to shoot Canon, I have to shoot Nikon. Think about what makes your job easier. Get over the brand names and go to the features that work. The features that work is what matters, guys. Seriously. And this argument that Sony doesn't have lenses is archaic. It's idiotic. Okay? That was the case 3 years ago. It ain't the case today. And at the end of this video, I'm going to go through the lenses that I recommend and the lenses that Sony carries to shoot weddings. Number 7, guys, no blackout time. On all DSLRs and mirrorless cameras prior to the A9, there's blackout time, meaning if you're looking at things through your viewfinder, there's a blackout every time you hit that. There's a blackout every time you hit your shutter, and you could potentially miss stuff. A9 is the first camera in the world that has absolutely no blackout time. So in other words, you can fire, and I fired this at 20 frames a second. You can fire the A9 at 20 frames a second, there's never a blackout. In other words, as a photographer, you never, ever lose sight of what you're shooting. Speaking about looking through the viewfinder, number 8 is the electronic viewfinder. I get my fingers right. Number 8, yep. If you haven't used an electronic viewfinder, you are truly missing one of the biggest revolutions, one of the biggest innovations in photography, not to mention wedding photography. As wedding photographers, because we have one chance to get it right, because they're not going to redo the first kiss, because they're not going to redo all these special moments, you want to see what you're going to get before you take it. Electronic viewfinders are the only way to do that. I don't understand for the life of me why people are so dead set on an optical viewfinder. It is honestly Jurassic Age Park technology, guys. You're not seeing what you get. We're photographers. Don't you want to see what you take? Don't you want to see what you get before you take it? I don't for the life of me understand this argument. This is guys clinging on to old technology because they don't want to invest in new gear. That's the honest truth. There's no other way to put it. When you have something that's going to show you what you get before you take it, enormous benefit. That's not only with the electronic viewfinder, but it's also with the LCD, the live view on the Sony cameras. If you reduce the amount of shots that you take as a wedding photographer, if you think about this concept, reduce the amount of shots that you take, you will be a more successful photographer. It'll give you less editing time. You can get more done in post. It can get you out in the field marketing yourself, selling more weddings, meeting more brides, doing more to propel your business. As photographers, we can see what we're going to get before we take it. Anyone who says that that's not an enormous benefit is honestly clueless when it comes to photography. There's just honestly no other way to put it. Number 9, okay? Wi-Fi. Guys, I've said it once, I'll say it a million times, we gotta get with the times. We live in a day and age where the brides and grooms, the wedding guests, everybody is taking pictures with their phones. People laugh when I say this. They laugh when I say that we're competing against phones at these days. You can keep laughing at me. I was right about mirrorless photography 3 years ago. Sony has taken over Nikon. They're the number 2 full-frame camera manufacturer in the world. When it comes to us as an industry versus the wedding guests taking pictures, if our pictures don't look better, and if we can't deliver them more quickly to our clients, we're going to be out of work. There's no other way to put it. You guys can laugh at me all you want. It's fine. Go ahead and laugh. People are going to stop hiring wedding photographers unless we can keep up with the times. We can't keep on our old, stodgy ways and expect for us to keep jobs. We can't. When they can bring 200 of their closest friends to a wedding, every single person already has a phone. They say, hey, just upload all of your pictures to here and we'll just choose our best wedding shots. We're going to lose our jobs. We are. So guess what? You have to keep up with the times. If you want to make money as a photographer, start thinking as a business and stop thinking about the old ways that we did things. You know, unfortunately on some of the DSLRs, just because of the way the bodies are built, it takes longer for the connectivity to happen. It's just, honestly, it's more of a Jimmy rigged process. So I hope you guys understand Wi-Fi is important to wedding photographers, and if you utilize it correctly, you will make more money. Number 10, I'm going to talk about all the things that people said as to why you couldn't shoot Sony for wedding photography. The first one, of course, was dual card slots. Now, I said for the longest time, and I still hold true to this, what do film photographers do? They didn't have dual film slots. But fine, you guys wanted dual card slots, Sony gave it to you. So that argument is over. Second thing is this 24 megapixels, which I have always believed is the perfect megapixel count and resolution for wedding photography. 42 megapixels with the A7R2, even when I shot with the D800, 36 it's a lot. It's a lot to do for a wedding. It slows down your editing time. And as such, when I have shot weddings, the most recent wedding I shot with the A6500 because I wanted that 24 megapixels. It's a lot faster, it edits quicker, you get done with your job much more quickly, and it takes up less memory on your hard drive. The battery on the A9 is bigger, it lasts a lot longer. I shot with the A9 and I used it for over an hour and it went down 22%. And in that time, I reeled off 700, almost 800 shots, 792 if I'm not mistaken, almost 800 shots. The average wedding, you'll shoot 1,500 shots. Now, it depends on the length of the wedding and all that. The average wedding, you'll shoot that. So I honestly believe once I get my hands on the A9, I can shoot a whole wedding with it. Another huge upgrade, guys, on the A9 over the previous Sony cameras that was honestly really missing compared to DSLRs is the joystick. The fact it has a joystick so you can adjust the focus on the fly, move it wherever you want. Guys, that's huge. And that's something I have always missed since I switched from DSLRs to mirrorless. I'm thrilled. I hope Sony puts it on all their cameras because all their cameras need it. Sony, please, if you listen to me, if you care about anything that I have to say, please put the joystick on all your cameras. Last thing I'll talk about, guys, is the price. People say, oh, it's $4,500. Guys, the top of the line Canon and Nikons are $6,000. So having a camera that enables you guys to do it, and it's still far cheaper than the Nikon and Canon flagship cameras. I honestly, if I was starting as a photographer today and I looked at all the features from these 3 different systems, I don't know why I would choose anything but the A9. Even amongst the Sony lineup, I would choose the A9 over all of them, hands down, for wedding photography. People ask me all the time, if I only could take 3 lenses to a wedding, what would they be? It'd be the 70-200 G Master, which honestly is far better than the 70-200 f4 Sony lens. I would take the 85 G Master, which is, in my opinion, the best 85 out there on the market, especially for autofocus lenses. And I would take the 16-35 so I could get wide angle shots. After that, the lenses that I would add would be like a 90 macro. I think every good wedding photographer needs a macro lens to do detail shots and stuff like that. I would absolutely have a macro lens. I happen to be very blessed and I own all of these lenses, so I have tested and own all of these, so I do know what I'm talking about. I would have the 35mm 1.4. It's a beautiful, beautiful lens, and it really widens things out for you. So if I'm shooting a first dance and I need to get really wide and let in a lot of light, that 35 1.4 is going to be awesome. And of course, guys, a 50mm. 50mm is an awesome, awesome piece of kit. Sometimes the 85 is too long. Sometimes it's too far of a focal length to be able to get everything that you want. So that's where a 35 or a 50 would be more beneficial. Outside of that, I don't know what else you would want for a wedding. I really don't. So back to my earlier point when people said Sony doesn't have the lenses. Guys, if you're watching this and you don't know much about Sony, that's okay. I'm glad you're watching it. I'm telling you, the people who say that are honestly clueless. There's just no other way to put it. There's only a few people who are saying stuff like that, but again, the people who are putting this stuff out, they don't shoot with Sony. They don't use Sony. Even worse yet, a lot of them aren't real photographers. The honest to goodness truth, guys, is the vast majority of people making YouTube videos. And you can say I'm overconfident, arrogant, whatever it is. I don't want people to think that. The people who meet me in real life never say that. What I am is very confident because unlike most YouTubers out there, I'm actually a real photographer. That's the honest to goodness truth. You either have real photographers who never YouTube, or you have YouTubers who never photography. They never do photography, guys. And that's the honest to goodness truth. And that's important. That needs to be said. If you guys go and look at the portfolios and look at the resumes of the people who are YouTubing, what have they done? They're dispensing advice, they're articulating advice, they're telling you guys what's going on or what you should purchase, and they have very little photography experience. They pretty much have no photography experience outside of what they produce for YouTube. Again, guys, I've shot commercial, I've shot landscape, I've shot wildlife, I've shot sports, all professionally, by the way, not just on a side whim, okay? I've shot 300 some odd weddings. I've shot weddings for Disney, I've shot weddings for professional athletes, I've shot weddings all over the world. I'm just telling you guys, when I'm giving you this advice, this is from somebody who's a very hard-working professional, not a professional YouTuber. I am a pro photographer who happens to YouTube, not the other way around. A lot of the folks out there are YouTubers who have chosen photography as their way to honestly make money. So that's important because when I watch some of the videos that other people put out, you can tell when you watch them enough, they don't know what they're talking about. And it's sad. They can read spec sheets to you, and I know that some people may not enjoy me saying these things, but it's important you understand when you guys are taking advice from people, take it from working pros. Take it from people who know what they're talking about. Because the other people, honestly, they really should get a little bit more experience, a lot more experience before they are putting advice out to millions of people out there. And that's the truth. So just so you guys know, I've made this presentation to you at the end of my workshop. My workshop ended, and I've had a lot of my workshop attendees stick around to watch this video. And so what I've done is I've asked them to stick around. They can ask me whatever questions they want, and we'll put them out. Because I try to envision what you guys at home, you don't have the ability to talk to me personally about this. So I've invited them to stick around and ask me whatever questions they have, and we'll answer them for you right here on screen.
So with the continuous shooting at 20 frames a second.
Yes.
How is the autofocus with moving subjects? What's the hit rate like? I know it's like 300 images you can get, but what's the hit rate?
Did you watch my A9 video?
This morning I watched it.
Did you? Did you watch Brenda moving around? No, not the darts. Did you watch her moving around when she was in front of there?
Yeah.
See, when I did the darts in that video, I focused solely on the dartboard.
Right.
When I shot her, I put the focus point on her. I put it followed her around like with the facial recognition. Okay. And so as she moved, it followed her all over the screen.
What's the hit rate on those images?
That was 100%.
100%.
I'm straight up, I didn't remove a single image. Out of the 423 shots, all of them are in there.
Because you put the voice over the top of it, you can see it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hit it.
Yeah. So I haven't even used or seen the A9, but you know what I see on YouTube is they say the buffer is good. They take it above 400 shots, 400 more than 400, 200 shots, more than 200 shots. But the kind of time it takes to, clear that buffer, and even on a fast card, and if you're using 2 memory cards, the time is even slower.
Right.
That's what I've heard. So
right.
So how about that? So
that's a great question. This is exactly what I'm talking about. The difference between YouTubers and photographers is exactly my point. When do you take 200 shots uninterrupted at a wedding?
No. 20 at best.
20 at best.
20, 25.
20 at best. When does anyone ever take over 200 shots in RAW at a wedding?
I haven't seen
Nobody.
I haven't seen anybody.
Nobody. Yet people on YouTube get a heart attack and have a conniption fit. Oh, well, once it goes over 200, it takes a little while to clear.
Right.
Who gives a sweet crap? No one does that. Let me put it to you this way. You'd be an idiot if you shot over 200 shots in RAW continuous, because you've made a lot of unnecessary work for yourself. It's just idiotic. When would you do it? Walking down an aisle, bride and groom get done, you may reel off 20 shots max.
20 shots.
If you're a smart photographer, you're not going to be reeling off 1,000,000 shots. Does that help?
Yes.
Do you want to kiss me? Okay. You want me to flip your camera into the water?
No.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, brother. I'm glad you came.
Can you buy me an A9?
Yeah, I get them for free from Sony. I'll just give you, actually, to be honest with you, Sony gives me like 4 of them.
Brilliant. Thanks.
So, you guys can have them, but just so you guys know, I mean, if I'm going to get them for free, they're $4,500. I'll sell it to you for $43.
Right.
I'll give you a $200 discount.
Thanks. That's very kind of you.
Just so you guys know, that's how Sony pays us. They give us free gear. There needs to be a disclaimer that this is sarcasm. But Sony pays us by giving us free gear, and then we're allowed to resell it. All of that is a lie. All of that is a lie, but just for all the haters out there, I just thought we'd throw that out there. But yeah, I'll give you one. So I try to give advice to newer wedding photographers out there, or wedding photographers who are kind of stuck in a rut or want to up their game. I'm trying to give them advice so they can honestly live their dreams out like I am. I think the world's a big enough place where you can carve out your own little niche and not have to worry about too much as long as you do your thing. So guys, I hope this has helped. Until next time, keep shooting, never give up on your dreams. Thank you, Philip, for manning the focus. If this is out of focus, it's Philip Eichhorn Photography. Okay? Really appreciate that. Thank you to Brenda for standing in the cold and being a good assistant. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you guys haven't already, please subscribe and hit on notifications so you're notified every time a new video is released. But guys, I'm just grateful that you guys are watching this, and I'm grateful that you guys came to my workshop. Very, very grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I'm able to do these things. I'm very humbled by that, and I hope you guys enjoy these videos, and I hope they help. I learned a long time ago to be me. I learned a long time ago to do what I'm going to do in my little corner of the photography universe, and whoever likes it, awesome. Whoever doesn't, there's not much I can do about that. I got to be me. And I hope you guys understand that. So until next time, keep shooting, never give up on your dreams. Find our gear that works for you, and remember, you only have one chance to get it right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Who's smoking weed? Are you guys smoking weed? Yeah, you're toting a doobie, right? Yeah, mate. Yeah. Oh, and here are a few impersonations of me that my workshop attendees did at the start of this video. Enjoy.
Hi, my name's Jason Lanier, and all I want to tell you, people might tell you, you should be shooting a camera like this. They're on drugs. There's only one way to shoot a camera, gangster. You can find me at markhampsonphotography.com.
So this is the Zeiss Otis. This is my friend Attaché. He asked he asked me to flip his Zeiss Otis. It's only a $4,000 lens. So we flipped it earlier, right? We're only next to water and concrete. You getting nervous?
Alright guys, Papa Fedorp speaking over here. Sony is the best. And remember, you only got one shot to get it right. That's it. I'm walking off.
Do you want to say your name?
Oh. Retake it then. My name is Michel Willem Arts. You can follow me on Instagram or Facebook, MWA Photography. And yeah, just follow one of his classes. It's great. Great experience. Great people. Great guy. So I'm bringing Nikon. Nikon is the best.
All right, cut. We got Cheech and Chong over here.
So the new A9 is fantastic. I've been working with this. It's brilliant. I love it. You can't see that it's actually not an A9, but that's fine. And I can flip this because I've got that, because I've don't do it anymore. You only get one chance to get it right. My name is Andy, and you can find me on Instagram at Andy Hornby Photos.
Who are all these kids driving boats? It's the weirdest thing. Especially it looks like a referee jacket.
Hey, hey guys, my name is Jason Lanier. I mean, you can flip the gear as much as you like, but there will be one chance when you'll get it wrong.
Hi, my name is Jason Lanier. This is the new A60000. We are here in London having a great workshop with fantastic people. And remember, you only have one chance to get it right. Come to my workshops. Bye.
Is the A60,000 out?
Yes, of course.
You made an A6000?
No, 60,000. They stepped up the game. You have to buy it. Ich wünsche euch viel Vergnügen.
Yeah. Okay,
Come on.
Hey, I'm Jason and I'm gonna educate you today about the new Sony A9, and you're gonna watch it and you can make up your own mind about it if you're gonna want it or not. You have only one chance to get it right. Talk to you later. Bye. And if you want to follow me, Philipp Eicham Photography on Instagram.
With the baby, yeah, even better. Get that baby nice and high.
Hello, I'm Jason Lanier, and I'm here to tell you that whatever you are doing, you're wrong because you're not me. And if you don't flip glass, then you're also wrong. I'm also here back from the weight loss challenge, and I feel like I did pretty well. My name is Brandon Newman, and I'm brand new to photography and modeling. I was a male model for the London workshop. So if you want to book me for an event or a shoot, just hit me up on Instagram, bnewman93.
Yes.
If you're getting nervous, I'll hand it back.
No problem.
No, if you're getting, no, because.
I'm good.
Oh, now you're good. All right, perfect. Oh.
Empty.
That's a good thing that didn't distract me. Boom. Here you go, brother. I did that just for you guys at home who have a heart attack when I flip lenses. You guys still here? Hello? Talking to you. Hey guys, if you want to learn online with me, go to patreon.com/JasonLanierPhotography, and you will be able to continue this craziness online from anywhere on planet Earth with me. If you want to join me live, go to jasonlanier.com/workshops, and you'll get to see me in my full glory live and in person, guys. I think there's a smudge on there. Is that it? Yeah, I got it. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.